Hi guys, Bolt here once again. Today we have a replay commentary of a 4v4 with someone that we are trying to teach the game in a nice and fun way. Not by throwing them into the lion's den and just seeing them get chewed up and not really learn anything from it, but rather make them play in an area where we usually know there won't be that much action, okay? While still being close to the action, so that he or she can contribute to the fight and actually learn by looking at other people. So, but besides that point, this is one hell of a match. This is one crazy match. So we got on NATO, Marshal Lafeb, Marshal F. We got Omega, Davis Jr. and Kazakh, so we got 282nd, 111th Airborne, and we have the 5th Panzer Division. And on Warsaw, I am playing as the 79th Guard on the far left. We have Bong Jovi going to the far right side. We have Freedom as a 79 going towards Fox, and we have Mr. Heathen here, who's also a patron. Once again, thank you, Heathen, who is going over here. So I'm giving him some pointers here. We're in a live chat, or a live Discord chat. And I'm basically telling him, hey, put some cubs here, get some recon infantry there, have some recon and light infantry here, and basically just fill up the rest with your T-72s, because he is playing as the 7th, which is a really good battle group, in my opinion. It has some really fun units to play with. Decent infantry, really good AA, really good tanks, and yeah, just everything in general. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a kind of a classic 79 opener. So we have Spetsnaz GRUs going to the front line. I'm playing it very conservatively because I really want to have all of my attention focus on Mr. Heathen there. So we have GRUs just moving into my zone, just hold it there, unload there, and then we'll slowly move up or whatnot. We have a double stack of Sapries going into the forest just to hold that, an MI8 Recon, 2 cubs, a T80UD and a T80BVK, and for each cub we have a supply truck. So it's quite nice and balanced. And yeah, it's going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be one hell of a fight. Freedom here really does take, the brunt of the assault and get absolutely pummeled in the beginning, but he holds like a champ, and I don't want to spoil too much, so we're just going to see how this goes. Man, that is an interesting... That is a nice little, cute little lake here. Look at that. Little puddle. Yeah, right side, 35th. That is probably the best position the 35th can go. Lots of forests, and for your Spetsnaz, that's heaven right there. So we're going to keep it on my point of view. We will switch it to neutral once in a while, but I really want to give you guys a good commentary on the replay and make sure that I can kind of, make an educated guess of what I was thinking when I see certain units pop up. If I do it in neutral, there might be just one unit here, and you won't see any of my units move, and you might be thinking, well, why don't you move? Well, I didn't know he didn't have anything there. Know what I mean? So we're playing it very safe. We got some GRUs just unloading here. MI8 is going to basically go ahead and see what's going on here, and then the GRUs are literally just going to walk up. So we got these guys moving up, and we're going to put them in a slightly, more forward position. TDBVK and UD are going to go cap that, and we have 2 cubs there. Now right side is going to be a standstill quite early on, but some interesting things are going to happen there. Definitely don't worry about that. We're going to be all over the map here. The Freedom Fighter has a GRU squad here as well, just to help out Mr. Heathen. And Heathen is also responsible for the command, so he's already contributing quite a lot, and that is one way you can make new teammates contribute to the fight. So we got a plane coming in here. That's a Phantom 2, not the best plane, barely destroys an Mi-2, and immediately gets almost gets destroyed by all the AA there, so that's pretty good. So what I'm doing here is I move up an Mi-8 to quickly go to the enemy's base and try to snipe any field supply points that they have. Because, well, I don't like being arty the entire game, and that is just a really good way to counter it. So Heathen moves up the BMPs here, filled with Panzerjäger. Not the best infantry in my opinion. They're good, but they're only anti-tank. So sometimes you want to have a mix, and that is what he's doing with his recon, which is a good kind of balance to bring some light machine guns into the fight. So 3 Panzerjägers, moving up with the Aufklär. BMPs holding in the back, which is really good. You don't want them to get too close. And with all that fire support, those Legionnaires will be engaged quite rapidly. Now the MI8 is still getting all the way to the enemy's base. If I just move this to Kazakh's POV, they definitely do spot this thing. And look at that, there's a field supply point right there. There's none... Oh, there's one on the mountains on the right side. My god, I didn't even know that was possible. That is a that is a weird position for field supply points. Maybe there needs to be a certain, you know, a limit to how crazy the terrain can be. Especially mountains. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but ain't no one putting a fob on a mountain. So let's look to the right side here. I always am interested in these forest fights or urban combat. I just love those. So we got Desandikis, BMDs moving up. BMPs staying in the back. I would definitely move these up as well to keep giving these guys the IFE trait. Which basically makes them more defended against suppression, so they take less suppression. Which is exactly what Bon Jovi is doing. Look at that. Perfect. And then Spetsnaz in the back. Amazing. So we spot the 1 out of the 2 field supply points, and I am immediately going to mark that and buy 2 Acacias and take that out, because taking that out early on is going to hamper a lot of their logistics. So Panzerjägers, as you can see, they're good against tanks, but they only otherwise have 3 assault rifles. So yeah, it's not the best unit to put on the front line against infantry, especially Legionnaire Paras, which are, you know, special or shock trained, resolute and everything. So I do help out our friend Heathen and indirectly also Freedom, who's fighting in the middle. I move a triple stack of Monostrellikies. We're just going to put him in defensive positions here and give Heathen a little bit more, you know, of a buffer. He's still learning, but you know what? He does pretty good. If you help a person out that is completely new by telling them clearly what to do, then, you know, that's how they learn. Look at that. We got these BMPs moving up, Panzerjägers moving back up to the front line. These guys are getting supplied. Really nicely done here. And the unit that is getting attacked is actually not Heathen's unit. So look at that. So on the left side here, we are in a really nice position. So we got Spetsnaz GRUs all along the front line, so we can basically keep eyes on everything. We have a Resvetka Sapri, Recon, and a Monostrelki moving up to the right. MI8 is just chilling here. We have 2 Cubs. We're kind of just relaxing for the moment. We're not pushing up just yet. But upon seeing, you know, some movement here, we immediately start buying some more tanks. So we buy a T, a UD, and a U. Upon seeing that we have the French Airborne, or 82nd. The French guy that is playing the 82nd Airborne on the left side. So since Heathen is getting attacked, we quickly move up the Monostrellikis. And the BMPs are going to give some fire support by moving up a little bit and then get the autocannons on these guys, because they are going to be pretty good at destroying all that Panzerjäger, especially together with a sniper team there. There we go. BMP is doing the Lord's work. Ooh, that sniper team's also getting it. Very nice. I'm pretty sure Eden might have been the one that destroyed that. Nice. Going back to the left here, we have moved up the Cubs a little bit, so we're trying to be aggressive, but not too crazy aggressive, because I'm kind of spread out as well. Lots of points being put on Artie, which has now destroyed the fob, so they are already down to 1 fob only. And if I just go into neutral mode, look at their logistics, you can see that it's already doing something. Alright, so they're buying a lot of these Mancatis. These are pretty expensive, big supply trucks, so I'm wondering if they had any smaller ones that they play with. And those M109s are gonna run out of ammo pretty dang quick. So we move the Monostrelkis up. We see a 50 cal, we see Sapeurs Paras. The Paras have the satchel charges, so we don't want to get close with the infantry. But upon realizing that they only have the satchels, we move the BMPs back in and destroy those dudes. So on the left side, lots of action. 2 Cobras briefly moved up here. Didn't spot my Spetsnaz GRU, which I was very happy to. Or happy to see. 65 points, Spetsnaz GRU, I mean, they're valuable units on the front line. We do have a Cub here, so we should be okay. One thing I have to do with this battle group is definitely switch out the MTLBs, or make a habit of buying 2 of them, because they only have 500 supplies, and they're already like really low to begin with. There you go, Cub going in for the OH. Not really a huge threat, the only helicopter we have is all the way on the left. But this is unfortunately wasting a lot of ammunition. So the middle is getting attacked quite aggressively. We're just going to go neutral here. We have Kazakh moving in together with Davis. So Freedom is 1v2ing here. Heathen is, you know, doing his best, but again, he is new. He is moving up a T-72, but the T-72 doesn't see anything, because there's just no recon apart from this Aufklär. So recon on the left side would have been nice too. Which I did initially mark for, but I think Heathen was a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of microing that was going on. Also, it wasn't really helping that there were 2 in the middle. So Heathen's T-72 though is doing really nice. Good little fire support units here, look at that. So yeah, actually not that bad. I didn't even expect or see that Heathen moved up a lot in the middle. Yeah, there's a lot of units that Heathen moved up middle. Okay, fair enough. Nice fire support with the tanks. And that is exactly how you learn. So going back to the left side, we are just pushing hard because we are 1,000 points behind. They are +2. Middle is not looking good. Right side is kind of a standstill. So I decide that we need to make a push somewhere. So upon seeing the dragon teams, I am really not that phased. They just don't do anything to tanks. Not from the front, at least. But then we get RD'd. The immediate artillery over there is being a little bit of a pain. We do counter the enemy's artillery, but I wonder if they actually move them. Yeah, they do. So that was kind of a waste. Good micro of the artillery by the enemy there. But yeah, definitely taking out that fob early on was smart. So we got 2 T-80s over on the right side. We almost lose the Cub here to the Dragon team. Man, that was close. We do get side shot by the AT-4, but luckily the T-80U can turn to the front. But now we're gonna get clustered, so I try to move these guys out of there. But yeah, this guy's already hurt. He's not gonna survive that. Otherwise, he might have. But hey, we're just trying to be very aggressive and get this command in the zone. So on the left side here, 3 helicopters and an M1... Was that... well, M1A1? Yeah, M1IP. But luckily, the Mi-24 scares off these guys. Although I am out of IGLA-Vs. Or IGLA-5s. So that was kind of funny. So I want to look back at Heathen's unit composition here. Look how many units he has. It is actually kind of incredible. Some units are misplaced though, like the Cub here being in a city where there is no friendly infantry. Units being forgotten about. I think that's a major issue that a lot of people also have. But other than that, it is really, really good. A lot of anti-air being bought. That is a crazy amount. But guess what? The enemy has seed. And seed planes are actually effective. I don't know why people still think they are trash. They are good. Even if they don't destroy the anti-air piece, a miss means that the missile lands like right next to it and it's gonna stun it. Most of the time that is what happens when it misses. So it is really, really good. It's basically like a jamming system as well. So you stun the AA piece for like a couple seconds and bring its cohesion down a lot. But yeah, there's a lot of AA here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 plus, probably 7 or 8 AA pieces that are all radar. And you're gonna see a lot of seed action in this game. And I didn't mean it that way. Get your head out of the gutters. Come on. So we're moving up. The T-80 BVK is quite damaged, so we're gonna get some more supplies up to the left side here. We're also moving the recon up. But yeah, again, the MTLBs, only 500 supplies on it, so really not good. We get the Mi-24P with the Kokon 80 gems, unfortunately. Only 4. We did miss the first one, and if we hit all 4, we only bring it down to 2 HP, so... Actually, don't even destroy it. Look at that. Mr. Marischal on the left is getting quite aggressive. Moves in an Apache. RDs pretty much any tank that that we use in the game. Should have probably just used the RD on the infantry here instead. We have a napalm bomber coming in for the Resvetka Sapries there. We spotted the command, we're engaging it, but I'm not trying to rush it. We just need to take it nice and slow. Napalm gets hit, down to 1 HP. That guy's going to be out of the game for quite some time, so that's good for us. Somehow that Apache is having quite a hard time destroying our units. But upon seeing it, we bring the old SU-25 Frogfoot, because that thing needs to go. Yep, and there she goes. Now we might lose the SU-25, but that is worth it. I just need that guy out of there. But we have some Sapries coming up. The opponent that we have here still has a lot of units. 2 fire teams and a tow 2, really going heavy on the defense there. But we do get some artillery on that to try to take it out. So in the middle, still going... Man, it is rough. It is rough over here. We have Heathen and Freedom just battling it out against 2 people. And I am still surprised that they're holding this. I think it is due to just having a good amount of fire support on the rear line. But the moment these tanks show up, all of our units can basically just destroy everything. Really well microed by Freedom and Heathen. On the right side, it's still a standstill. When I asked Bon Jovi about what was going on the right side, if there's like a push planned, he said yes. He was basically building up for a push, and here it is. So we have Spetsnaz, OPs, Desanikis, regular Spetsnaz. Man, we have a lot of Spetsnaz here. Metis team's also leading or following short, and we have 3 tanks also being pulled in. And that Totu is not going to have a good time. So really good push here. Just Spetsnaz cleaning up like crazy. Good unit cohesion as well, just in general, how the units are placed. So we have some dudes up on the front, some Desanikis, and then we have more expensive Spetsnaz in the back, and then we have our tanks and fire support and, you know, support units like manpads further in the back. Really well done there. So I do want to counter that artillery, obviously, but our Acacias are not going to be in range, and they are also kind of low on supplies. They only carry 24 shells. And I did slowly but surely run out of supplies. Was not good. A lot of units being called in. Look at that. Triple stack of engineers. We do luckily focus quite a bit on mechanized units, because airborne doesn't really have good armor. So we get a couple of BMPs. We have more tanks coming up. We have plenty of supplies coming up as well. And we're just trying to build up for a final push into the zone. At this point, we are behind by more than 1,400 points. Absolutely madhouse. Look at that. Heathen and Freedom still holding. Hey, pretty good. They're holding. They have a tow into the zone. I did mention or ask them to just shove a command in there. It doesn't matter where, as long as you just keep a foot in the door. Otherwise, we're just bleeding points. So at this point, I move up into the left zone here. We have to neutralize it. I have to be quite aggressive. So I'm moving the Spetsnaz GRUs and the Sapries and the TDBVK, UD. Pretty much everything I can have to the front line. We also have a Osa and a Cub and a good amount of supplies. So now I'm actually ready for a push. We do immediately, and I mean immediately, get RD'd. And we're also moving up on the right side. I'll just move up this, or move back this UD here. RD doing really good here against the triple stack of engineers. And the M1 IP? No, we can't see that, okay. Some nice little well-placed rockets on the M1 IP. Is that the one destroying it? Oh, we still have lots of rockets. Yep, it was actually the Mi-24. Very nice. Ooh, artillery on the Cub's old position. It is quite close to its new position. Nope, actually that was right on top of it. Never mind. We're just getting very lucky with these shells. Oh yeah, we're getting mega lucky. At this point, the command is gone, I think. Yeah, it's destroyed. The enemy's command has been destroyed. We do have an SU-25 coming in. We go for the Bradley. I target the other Bradley as well, and we get both. Look at that. My god. Luckily though, we did have a BMP around, so I quickly decided to get a Motostrelki here to block the main road leading into the zone. At that point, we spot 2 helicopters. They're just little birds, so not really a problem. And we have plenty of AA here. And there's more on the way as well. We have some OSAs coming up, BMPs, etc. So I help with a Buratino strike. I love to think that we destroyed quite a bit with that. And I think that is the case, because now there's a kind of a gap in the enemy's positions. But that actually worked out pretty well. Oh, that was actually Freedom Fighter with his Buratino. Okay. Respect. Yeah, man, this has been just a meat grinder. Couple units not being microed here, though. Hopefully those don't get destroyed. On the right side, the push went quite well. But now, Omega has some tanks coming up. There's A-10s coming in as well. This might get a little bit rough. T-64 BVs doing their best to rain down some fire on top of these guys. There's a Bradley, Sheridans. There's quite a lot of units there. That definitely doesn't look good. I don't know why this guy doesn't want to fire. Oh, he's reloading. Okay. Fair enough. So on the left side here, still going pretty good. Still going pretty good. There's an M1 IP. A little bit of a problem. We don't really have anything over there. I do have a UD on the front line, but you know. At one point we will have to move him up, but I want to keep him there for as long as possible. Let's look at what we're spawning in. So we got a Buratino moving to the middle to help out there. We have 3 Strela 10Ms being purchased. Actually, we have 5 Strela 10Ms moving to the front line, so that should take care of all of that. Another plane coming in, and that is the Jaguar. So that has been what has been going on here in the middle the entire time. Basically seaplanes upon seaplanes going in to try to destroy anti-air, and cluster bombs destroying the rest. Yeah, the Jaguar seed isn't the best. 45% accuracy, but most of the time if it misses, it still stuns the anti-air. And to me, that is good. To me, that is pretty good. Now, yeah, the artillery in the hills, kind of weird. Next time I see this, I'm literally just gonna, you know, rocket strike the middle, or just already all over the middle area there, because you already know he has a fob there. Because otherwise, why would you put artillery in a forest or on a hill? Lots of supplies moving up. We are getting countered, but luckily we moved a little bit, so that is all fine. We spot some fire team AT4s in the middle. We're definitely not in a good shape here. Motostrelkis are holding, but not for long. And here's another kind of mistake, I would say. You don't want to put tanks into a town fight. In this case, yeah, no, in this case it's definitely still a mistake. Yep, well, Heathen learned it the hard way. You don't want to do that. So we are at this point +2, going pretty good. We have 2 more seaplanes coming in. Let's see how effective these guys are in this run. There we go, missile away. Yep, there goes a Cub. So you saw the first one stun it because it missed, and the second one actually hit it and destroyed it. See that? That's what I mean. They are good. Use seaplanes, guys. Alright. So, although we are +2, it's still kind of a tense situation. Definitely not the easiest ever. We do get hit by the TOW-2 from the Recon, or is that a Recon Bradley? Yeah, from the Recon Bradley. We miss our AT gem, but luckily the M1 IP is still out and about, so we get to fire at him. But we still miss. So in terms of, strategy, this is pretty good, but RNG not really on our side, and we missed again. Let's just not look at that unit. Let's just look elsewhere. How about that? So we bring our Buratino to the middle. I just basically queue it to move here and then fire position there. Unfortunately for us, there really isn't much in that area. Maybe I should have just held fire or something. If I fired here, man, that would have been beautiful. That would have been gorgeous. So, our opponent does shove a command in the zone. Luckily, I noticed it's a dragon team, so I just moved the BMP up. So that we can be up close and personal, and these guys won't be able to fire. And we actually destroyed a Sheridan that way. That is amazing. So here we go. Buratino opening up. Yeah, unfortunately it's like just outside of the enemy's actual area. So, kind of a waste. But hey, it made him push back. And that's something. But didn't really destroy anything. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there's a lot of activity here. Seaplanes as well. Luckily we have a couple of Strellas, so those are doing pretty good. You always want to mix it up a little bit. Have some radar AA, but also have some infrared. So two of those guys, they have 2 missiles. They're going to probably fire at the same target. Yep, they did destroy that target. But that is also not the best way to use a seaplane. You want to kind of spread them out so that you maybe hit 2 targets. Especially with seaplanes that only have 1 missile. That's what you want to do. Right side still going pretty good. Like, Mr. Bong has moved up quite a bit. Now has a new strong position here. Lots of infantry here that is in need of supplies. But I think most of our artillery, or most of our supplies, are just diminished. Oof, man, that is rough. Yeah, Strela ones, I don't even recommend getting these. I would just get another card of manpads. Vulcan and Avengers. That is a nasty combo. Interesting push there. The Desanikis are surviving the heli crash, which is pretty amazing. Now going back to the middle here. We still hold a pretty good position. We are just getting RD'd constantly. Really was kind of getting on my nerves. Let's just look at the FOB. How drained is it? It's not even halfway. I think artillery needs to maybe... No, I think... Honestly, it's kind of fine. I don't really feel like it is a huge issue. Nice, 2 misses there. That is very lucky, actually, for us. Do we manage to kill one? Yes, we do. Perfect. That was awesome. Usually doesn't happen that 2 seed missiles miss like that. And not even stun something. So with M1 IP destroyed, we move up for the Mr. Bradleys over there. We do call in some of our planes at some point, our MiG-31s. Ooh, good kill on the Bradley there. Yeah, the seaplanes are trying again, but we are out of missiles, my brother. We're just moving away. So double MiG-31s. Upon seeing the Mirage, we decide to engage that instead. Unfortunately, we don't hit any of our missiles. That is 8 missiles that missed. At 40%. But then again, the ECM is 20% on those and quite high on the seaplane, so actually understandable. So going back to the right side here, we see Grads open up on the front line, and I personally don't use them as much because I find them a little bit underpowered, but it seems like they're really useful just to, you know, bring down the cohesion, the morale of units. Look at that, man. These guys are just frontline RT. Kind of nuts. But you can tell that they have some supply issues. 3 supply trucks that are empty, not being sold because they're forgotten about. Mankati over here being the only supply for those for that RTPs. These guys don't have their dedicated supplies, so yeah, I think that really worked. So on the left, our MiG Mi-24, not MiG-24, destroys the command. Just in time, because we are getting strafed by phantoms. The phantoms aren't really the best. We destroy one. The F-16 bomber. Do we get to destroy that too? Yes, we do. That was definitely not worth it for our opponent here. Look at that. The ADUDs, man. I don't really even know if I ever purchase BVs in most of my games. Apart from the BVK. I don't think I do. Really good match. We're catching up slowly. We're catching up. We're over halfway. About 600 points left. Well, pretty much exactly 600 points left. So we're getting there. We just need to get into a draw scenario, and after that we can think of, you know, doing a counter. But as you can see, the seaplanes are just slowly thinning out all of the AA here. They just have a monopoly basically in the skies. No planes being used on our side for some reason. Double seaplane going for the Tunguska. The first one stunned them. The second... Well, actually it was stunned before. It might have been the laser guided bombs. The double seaplanes did the trick. 2 laser guided bombs on top of the T-72. A little bit overkill there. 500 points, but again, all the AAs destroyed. And no planes are being spawned in. I don't know why both Heathen and Freedom haven't bought any airplanes. The MiG-31s that you get as a 79 are really good. Even if they don't hit a lot, they scare off, so they're a good deterrent. You can just keep them, you know, or circling around your spawn. They'll be able to hit anything you want. So we are +4 at this point, thanks to Bong Jovi on the right side pushing hard. On the left, our opponent does get a command in there, but we are going to quickly just rush towards it and try to destroy it. This command is getting way too close, and we just destroy it. I don't know what this guy was thinking with that action, but hey, we did it. So we have our Katsias finally on the left side here, in a position where they can actually, you know, support our units a little bit better. At this point, +6, about 300 points away. Doing not too bad. But you can guess the desperation here. Because we're really catching up quickly. Look at that front line, it's kind of interesting. I'll just wedge like that. They're really trying to pierce through the middle, but then they get attacked from the left. That is actually a really cool way of looking at it. I kind of want to take a screenshot of that. There you go. That is really cool. I've never looked at the minimap that way. Oh, Jesus. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Please don't unsub. Another seed mission and laser guided bomb mission. Just a lot of planes being used in the middle. Bombs going up front. Seeds following shortly after. Destroying a Tunguska with the first one. And almost hitting the second one. But hey, that's a seaplane with 45% accuracy. So don't even add me. It destroying a Tunguska was already a win. It's quite amazing. Alright. Here we go. Our last push. We are now in neutral mode. We just need, or draw mode. We just need 1554 points. At least, as a minimum, 1555 points to have a minor victory. We're 8 minutes away. We're just fast moving these bad boys up front now, and I have my TAD-BVK follow shortly. I'm just trying to do this like last ditch push to try to get another zone here and just completely break the left zone, or the left opponent that we have. Because that artillery was really just pissing me off. M1 IP getting absolutely destroyed. We are now in victory mode, as you can see, +4. We have lost the right side because they moved in a command, but really not a problem. Middle still holding, thanks to Heathen and Mr. Freedom. I'm just fast moving my boys up front. Those ATGMs are dragons. Well, the danger here is to get side shot. That is what I'm kind of nervous about. So even if dragons only have 18 AP, if you get shot on the side, it's going to do a lot of damage. Laser Gather Bombs coming in, destroying 2 of our tanks. But luckily the command tank is still alive, so I'm trying to get this guy into the zone as quickly as possible. I'm microing this UD a lot. I'm basically trying to just bait everything with this guy, so that our BVK can get into the zone. We somehow destroy that guy. BVK gets in there and we just smoke it immediately and get into that smoke. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's a game right there. And now, you know what? We're happy. We got the command in. I don't even care at this point. Plus 10. We're just speedrunning this now. A lot of planes being used. All of our artillery is kind of destroyed or, you know, countered badly. So we're kind of just bleeding out there. But hey, it doesn't matter. We hold the zone. The dragon is out of ATGMs. This guy is quite low, and these are just airborne units, so we're sitting nicely. And with that, we win. After 33 minutes. That was kind of a nuts game. We got the most kills and the most conquest points. Absolutely nuts. The middle was just a meat grinder. Right side was awesome. Kind of a slow build up though. Left side, we just decided that we need to do an aggressive push, and that worked. Our opponents, Davis, Kazakh, Omega, and Marshall, did really well as well. So positive there, positive, negative, negative. In general, really good. So we were up against this guy. Not the worst player ever, but I think needs to be a little bit more aggressive and spend less points on artillery early on. And in my case, I just need to buy more artillery early on. And also, spawn it on my side. I tried to help out my teammates that way. We did destroy a fob early on, but I definitely need to use them on my side. So if we go into the 79th Armored here and go to the supplies, the MTLBs are really good. Okay, they're really good, but they cost a lot of points. It's that simple. We do have 4 cards of BRDM2s. We don't have an infantry command bot. One thing I could do is get an infantry command and maybe also cancel one of my BVs so that we just have U's, UDs, because that's, you know, most of the time that is enough, but you just never know. You just never know when you need them BVs. In terms of anti-air, I think this is a good balance to have Cubs and Osas and Strellas, both radar, wheeled units, wheeled AA and infrared. Helicopters did amazing. All of my planes, these planes are always just good to have in general, so I don't really think I need to change too much. The Akatsiya is the best one here in terms of howitzer, so definitely not touching that either. And in terms of recon, you could probably get rid of the BRM, but it is nice. So yeah, I think this is a really well-rounded battle group. Don't really see anything that I should change. Perhaps, you know, remove that and get infantry commands, but in general, it's pretty nice. So if you want to try out this battle group, just go to the Discord, join the Discord, and there is a text channel that says Saucy's Battle Groups. In there, you'll find a Google Docs link where you can check all of my battle groups. With that said, I hope to see you guys soon. Take care.